I would like to thank everybody for coming to Bhagavad-Gita class, and I would like to hopefully speak something for you guys to preach Krishna consciousness. Thank you for coming. So we're reading Bhagavad-Gita as by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, chapter 13, text 21. Karya kunana karchate Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukha drukkanam Bruktati hetu uchate Karuna kayana karuna karavete Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukha drukkanam Praktive hetu uchate Karuna karuna kritve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukta drukkanam Praktive hetu uchate Parun karkunu utvde Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukta drukkanam Praktati hetu uchate Karyukana krutve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukta drukkanam Praktati hetu uchate Karu kanu takritave Henu prakti uchate Purusha sukta drukkanam Praktiti vehe uchate Karya karana kartveve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukta drukkanam Praktiti hetu uchate Karya kane krivteve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukha drukkanam Prakteve hetu uchate Dvijamani? Karyakane kaditve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukha drukkanam Prakriti hetu uchate. Bhakti Daniel? Karyakane kaditve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukta dukkanam Brukrite hutu uchvate. Karma Bhoj Prabhu? Okay. Mataji's? Karyakane kariteve Hetu prakriti uchate Purusha sukha dukkanam Brukriti hetu uchate. Okay, word for word meaning. Please repeat. Karya, of effect. Karna, and cause. Kartave, in the matter of creation. Hetu, the instrument. Prakriti, material nature. Uchate, is said to be. Purusha, the living entity. Sukha, of happiness. Dukkanam, and distress. Bhraktavir, in enjoyment, excuse me. Hetu, the instrument. Uchate, is said to be. Translation purports by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Nature is said to be the cause of all material causes and effects, whereas living entity is the cause of various sufferings and enjoyment in this material world. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The different manifestations of the body and senses among the living entities are due to material nature. There are 8,400,000 different species of life, and these varieties are creations of the material nature. They arise from the different sense pleasures of the living entity who desires to live in this body or that. When he is put into different bodies, he enjoys different kinds of happiness and distress. His material happiness and distress are due to his body, and not to himself as he is. In his original state, there is no doubt of enjoyment. Therefore, that he is his real state. Because of the desire to lord it over material nature, he is in the material world. In the spiritual world, there is no such thing. The spiritual world is pure, but in the material world, everyone is struggling hard to acquire different kinds of pleasures for the body. It might be more clear to state that this body is the effect of the senses, and the senses are instruments for gratifying desire. Now the sum total, body and instrument, senses, are offered by material nature. As will be clear in the next verse, the living entity is blessed or damned with circumstances according to his past desires and activities. Or according to one's desires and activities, material nature places one in various residential quarters. Thus being himself is the cause of his attaining such residential quarters, and his attendant enjoyment or suffering. Once placed in some particular kind of body, he comes under the control of nature, because the body, being matter, acts according to the laws of nature. At that time, the living entity has no power to change that law. Suppose an entity is put into the body of a dog. As soon as he put into the body of a dog, he must act like a dog. He cannot act otherwise. And if the living entity is put into the body of a hog, then he is forced to eat stool and act like a hog. Similarly, if the living entity is put into the body of a demigod, he must act according to his body. That is the law of nature. But in all circumstances, the supersoul is with the individual soul. This is explained in the Vedas Mundaka Upanishads, Canto 3, Chapter 1, Text 1, as follows: Davat Sapa Savat Sakyaha. The Supreme Lord is so kind upon the living entity that he always accompanies the individual soul, and in all circumstances is present as the supersoul or Paramatma. Hare Krishna. So I put a little slideshow together. So first thing, I would like to welcome everybody here and to the Bhagavad-Gita class. I'd like to dedicate this Bhagavad-Gita class to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Also to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Indraduma Swami. And this is a picture of Krishna helping me in my speak for Bhagavad-Gita. Okay. And I'll also give my respectful obeisances to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And Panchatattva, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Advaita Gadadhar, and Srinivas. Also, happy Ekadasi to everybody here. I hope everybody here chanted extra rounds today. So now we're going to what Krishna is speaking in the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that because of the desire that we have, we get a certain body. Who knows the 5 main important subject matters in the Bhagavad Gita? They are nature, prakriti, time, kala, karma. These are the Ishvara. These are the main items in the Bhagavad Gita. And so then Krishna tells Arjuna that because of our past karma, we get a certain body, and we suffer in this body. So we have to change our desires to the desires of Krishna. The best way to do that is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, like I said, these are the 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita: Ishvara, Kala, Jiva, Prakriti, and Karma. These are the 5 main items that are discussed that Krishna discussed in the Bhagavad-Gita. And then the subjects that are discussed in this chapter are the Jiva, the knower, the Purusha, the Paramatma, the knower, Purusha, and the body. Let me have some water 1 second. Hare Krishna. So the nature, this material world is full of suffering, full of problems. I gave one diagram, I think, of King Puranjana. If you read in the 5th canto of the Bhagavatam, King Puranja, he goes in the nature of material enjoyment, and actually Narada Muni speaks the nature of material enjoyment to King Puranjana. He gets bewildered. He sees all these things that allure him in his path back to Godhead. So similarly, sometimes we get enamored by the external energy of the Lord, and we have to associate with Vaishnavas. We have to read Prabhupada's books. We have to rise early, chant our 16 rounds, follow the 4 regular principles, do devotional service, and that way we can go back home, back to God in the spiritual world. Then the enjoyer is Lord Krishna, and the consciousness is us. So these are the 3 things: nature, the enjoyer, and consciousness. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that in his Sudana Bhakta, with great care I observe this day of Ekadasi because it's the mother of devotion, and to reside in the holy Dham is my desire. So I just wanted to say that in this day of Ekadasi, we should really be attentive to following our vows of Ekadasi. It's very important. Let's see what we have here. Srila Prabhupada says, in this material world, everyone is trying to search out happiness and get relief from misery. There are 3 kinds of miseries caused by a material condition: adidaimic, adibhautic, and adidaivik. Adidaimic miseries are those caused by the body and mind themselves. For example, when there is some disarrangement in different functions of metabolism within the body, we get a fever or some pain. Another kind of adidaimic misery is caused by the mind. Suppose I lose someone who is very dear to me, then my mind will be disturbed. So these are the miseries that we get from this body, from this kshetra. The body is always giving us problems again and again. So Krishna says that we're not the body, but we also have to be practical and utilize our body. Like Sanatana Goswami, he wanted to kill himself. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't kill yourself. The body doesn't belong to you, it belongs to me. So we have to use our body. I was just heard from a devotee that I used to do Sankirtan that he just killed himself. Just today I learned about that, and it shocked me. That's not what we're supposed to do. I pray for this devotee, Prahlad Nrsimha Prabhu, that he eventually goes back to Krishna Loka. I don't know where he is now, but I pray for him, and hopefully that he goes back to Krishna Loka. So this body, we have to take care of this body, even though Prabhupada actually says that just enough for us to practice Krishna consciousness. This is a picture of prison. This body that we have is a prison suit because of our desires in the past life. We got this body. So Krishna is very kind to us that he gave us this body that we deserved. So in order to get free of our material desires, we have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And the number one enemy of us is lust. That's number one enemy. Krishna says that in the Bhagavad-Gita, that of all the enemies, lust is the most dangerous, and lust turns into wrath. So we free ourselves by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says that, a class is good when somebody talks about Krishna a lot. So I'm trying to talk a lot about Krishna as much as I can. I can't, it's not kirtan, but it's Bhagavad-Gita class, but I can at least chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling with one devotee named Kaliya Krishna, and he was touring South India, and Kaliya Krishna got allured by some gypsies, and he stayed with these gypsy women for some time, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to personally grab him from their association and take him back. So that's how merciful Krishna is, and that's how merciful Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, to give us the holy name, and to give us Srila Prabhupada, which is even more merciful, and to the assembled devotees here living in Sri Vrindavan Dham. It's very Vrindavan Dham, the holy name, Prabhupada's books, and all the association of the Vaishnava is what helps us get back to Krishna Loka. We can't do it ourselves. And Prabhupada says that if you think you can practice Krishna consciousness alone, you're insane. So we need everybody's help to practice it. We're a big family to go back to Krishna Loka. This is the 8,400,000 species of life. We have, there's many different life forms. There's monkeys, there's birds, there's parrots, and there's human beings. And we're very fortunate to have this human body. And we should utilize it properly and practicing our Krishna consciousness. I'm in Bhakti Shastra class, and in the Ishopanishad it says that don't be the killer of the soul. And the killer of the soul is someone who breaks the regular principles and doesn't acknowledge Lord Shri Krishna. This is another picture of the different species of life that you may take if you don't associate with devotees. So please, my dear devotees, associate with devotees. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Patita Bhavana, the one who came to give us the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And this is devotees going out on Sankirtan. So we shouldn't just stay in Vrindavan Dham. We should also go out and preach the message. I know, for me, I like to stay in India a lot, but I also have to preach, also go out and preach the message to everybody else. I have to be more merciful to give the message, the Prabhupada's books, you know. The knowledge through Harinam, through book distribution, through prasadam, and to just teaching by example. And preaching isn't just always doing book distribution and Harinam. Preaching is also by the way you carry yourself, by the way you talk, by the way you cooperate with others, by the way you go to Mangalarti every morning, by the way you say pleasing words to devotees. There's other ways you can preach too. You don't have to always go out to the Dham. Like I'm doing Bhakti Shastra, and I always want to go out in book distribution or Harinam, but I can't. So on Bhakti Shastra, if I get good grades, or if I participate and go every day, even though I don't want to go. Sometimes we don't want to go to Bhakti Shastra or something. We don't want to do that. But that's a form of preaching, that I'm able to give a Bhagavad-Gita class, or I'm able to do my duties that I have to, even when I don't want to. That is also another method of preaching the Krishna consciousness movement. So we honor the holy name, we honor the Vaishnavas, and we honor the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 2 times, Manmana bhavamad bhakto majri namanaskuru. Always engage your mind, think of me, and become my devotee. And then after that, sarva dharma parichacha. So we always have to keep our mind fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna, the blue boy with a peacock feather in his hair, who plays the flute with lotus petal eyes and wears a Vajanti garland and has yellow garments and plays with Radharani and Jamuna. And he calls the cowherd boys in the evening time in the Govardhan, and he attracts the gopis with his flute and plays with the cowherd boys. This is what we have to always engage your mind, always in thinking of Krishna consciousness. Of course, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is the only means of deliverance. but we also have to be intelligent and use our minds in order to give other devotees some encouragement, to have a good Bhagavad Gita class, to be able to preach the message to others, to use the computer, to use all these things in devotional service. So the main thing I want to talk to you about this purport is to change our desires to Krishna. To don't have selfish desires. Always try to do selfless things. Do for others. I think there should be some more slides. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. So, we're living in Vrindavan, worshipping the deity, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, associating with devotees. These are all things that will take us back home, back to the spiritual world. Any questions? Yes, Karma. Is there a mic?
Govinda, you were speaking about someone who suicide.
Yes.
So in Bhagavad-Gita, Prabhupada has saying that if you suicide, then you become a
Ghost, exactly.
So it's we think that he's gone back home, but he's
Yeah.
not gone back home because he's become ghost.
Yeah, he has become ghost.
So
Yeah.
if this body is given for you to serve Krishna, and if you don't serve Krishna, then you have to be in this material world,
Yeah.
wandering this 84,000 spices.
Yeah. You're correct.
So we are compassionate to everyone.
Yeah.
But what is the truth? That should be spoken.
Yeah, yeah. But he was a devotee, but yeah, he killed himself and he used it properly, so he does become a ghost.
Yeah.
But I pray that he gets another body. I don't know. He'll become a ghost. But I pray maybe in the future he'll use intelligence.
So we should use our intelligence that God has given this body that we should utilize in Krishna's service.
Yeah.
So when you are become devotee, so you should understand that taking association of devotees and chanting Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So when we are observing this in our mind, one go that we should suicide.
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
our mind is not due? Because we are not associating with the devotees.
Yes, right. Correct.
So this is very important that we should associate with devotees who are advanced devotees who can guide us. Just a day before somebody came to me. He told me, I am in so much problem, I want to suicide. Why you want to suicide? This is not a body, this is Krishna's body.
Yes.
You see outside, why everybody don't like me in this thing, that thing. He was complaining so many things. So I said, you forget, you think that you have the fault, you don't think the other person is the fault. You think this all because of me, I am suffering. So you don't blame others. Go and tell them at the lotus feet of the authority and tell them, I have whatever done, please forgive me now, I want to do some service, give me some service. So if you ask in that way manner and you try to do service sincerely, then Krishna will take care of you. Because your mind is empty, your mind is running here and there, that's why you are thinking that I should suicide. You should think that how should I get some service, how should I serve Krishna? Because I have come devotees, I left my family, I left my everything, and then came in service of Lord. And when I am wandering here and there, why I am wandering? Because our mind is taking me here and there. So if anybody is blaming you something, you think that is my bad karma, that's why somebody is blaming to me. And you should go and tell him, please, I want to do any little service you do. I don't do 1 hour service, 2 hours service, whatever service you want, you do that service. But just don't think that you are giving your name as I am a musician acharya. Why do you give music acharya? Has not given you whatever the name Guru has given you. See that.
Who's saying that? Music Acharya?
One of the person who is giving musician and is saying I am acharya.
Oh.
So how do you become a music acharya? Because you see you are devotee, you see that you come to ISKCON.
Is that the same person that's saying they want to kill himself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I explain him.
Yeah.
And in the morning 2 times he came, Hare Krishna Bhagavad-Gita. Okay, you have to understand, you have to take association who can guide you in nice way.
Yeah.
So I am guiding you in nice way. If you follow, it's your good. If you don't follow, then you will think that I should suicide. And when you suicide, you become a ghost.
Yeah.
And when you become a ghost, you will now.
Yeah. You're correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So this is very important. We should understand that how we should take association of the devotees and come to this way.
Yeah, it's very important to use our intelligence, not to commit suicide. And of course, life is hard, but being a devotee of Krishna, He'll always take care of us. I mean, if you compare your life to another person's life, or a devotee's life to another person's life, it's always much happier. I mean, we have a token reaction. Prabhupada says that if you're chanting Hare Krishna and serving Krishna, that you only get the little reaction of what a token reaction. So, I mean, just like Arjuna was on the victory side of the battlefield of Kurukshetra when Grandfather Bhishma, he was a more skilled warrior than anybody else. But because Krishna was on their side, they won the victory. So when we're on the side of Krishna, it's a lot better than being on the other side. Of course, life is hard, and it will be always hard for devotees. You'll always have some obstacle that you have to overcome. Everybody has to have that. But associating with devotees, chanting Hare Krishna, and residing in the Dham, you'll be able to overcome that. No problem. Any other questions?
I told him life is not easy for everyone.
Never.
Everybody is having obstacles. Some or other problem they have. You think management, they are very much happy. They are not happy. They are having so many problems. Everybody coming and complaining this one. So how much botheration they have? Don't think that he is a presence or is enjoying or is temple Kamara is enjoying. But they have so many services and they have to see that how I should take care of everyone, that everyone should be satisfied.
Definitely.
Because we are thinking, no, his present is enjoying, this one is enjoying, I am suffering. Why do you think? You think that because of my bad karmas I am suffering?
Yeah, I mean, even the gurus, they even have more responsibilities, and they have so much on their head. People asking them questions all the time. And they have so much things that they have to worry about. I mean, I give my guru so many messages every day. I mean, I'm surprised he tolerates me. I my hat off to my Guru Maharaj. I ask him so many questions, and he tolerates. So, I mean, the higher position, the more authority you have. Like today, we were reading in the Bhagavad-Gita that it was the Bhagavad-Gita, the Sri Upanishad, where Prabhupada says that the higher level of the job that you have, it's a higher level of job that you have more responsibility. What is that? The Sri Upanishad? That was the Sri Upanishad. It says that the person in the office, the person in the office he has a higher responsibility. So as human beings, we have a higher responsibility to serve Krishna. And even in ISKCON, the people that have that are higher up, they have more responsibility. So we should always pray to the lotus feet of Krishna that we don't commit any Vaishnava aparad. Number one, that's the most important thing, and that we follow our sadhana perfectly. And we have to look at our own selves. We don't pak prajalpa. Hey, look at that devotee. Hey, look at that devotee. Well, if you mentally see something wrong with that devotee, you should see something in yourself first, and then say, okay, well, maybe I have to change myself, because a lot of times, our tongue is uncontrolled. I'm talking about Krishna. So we have to always, because on the deathbed, we have to think about Krishna, I don't have to think about Dvijamani or Gaura Jagannath. I have to think about Krishna, even though that can take me back to Godhead too, but I have to think about Krishna at the time of death, and that's the main objective, I mean, I pray that all of you guys go back to Godhead, but I have to worry about myself. That's the most. I have to worry about my spiritual responsibility. I have to have a desire to wake up in the morning, to follow the four regular principles, to chant 60 rounds, to do devotional services. That's my responsibility. You guys help me, but it's my duty and my job to serve Krishna. Any other questions? We're almost out of time. Anybody else have any questions? No? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh wait, I have some Mahaprasadam for everybody.